Good day. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday, we focused on how crucial it is that we really practice what we preach. In other words, that we need to do stress management, not just read about it. I gave you a homework exercise with two parts. The first part was to calm your body, and the second part was to examine your mind, in particular for distortions in your thinking. Let me ask you, how'd it go? Did you find it useful, for example, to stop everything and simply and quite intentionally just relax your body? And how did it go with separating truth from fiction in terms of your response to stressors that you're currently experiencing? You see, the way I understand it is our brains have a built-in negativity bias. And what this means is that nature has historically favored the creature that could be prepared for the worst and then to react accordingly. So whether that creature was an animal or a human being, it served us in terms of survival. Now that may be good news if you're under direct active threat from something or someone in your immediate environment, but it's not so good news if your brain is stuck in this kind of negativity mode. For short, we've talked about this in terms of a fight or flight response. And getting stuck in that mode, regardless of the potential threat, leads to what we've talked about in the recent podcasts here. It leads to general adaptation syndrome or burnout. It actually burns us out, not only mentally and emotionally, it burns us out physically. And then just add to that, while we're on this topic, add to that the way that our brains store memories of past traumatic experiences. If you think of PTSD, you begin to get a picture of what we're up against. It's a lot that we're asking ourselves to do to manage stress day in, day out. I want to quote Robert Sapolsky. He's one of the genuine experts on the planet in terms of stress research. And this is what he says. I'm reading directly from Dr. Sapolsky. He says, zebras and lions may see trouble coming in the next minute and mobilize a stress response in anticipation. But they can't get stressed about events far in the future. That's the quote. That's simply not the way that animals' brains work. Unfortunately for us as humans, that is the way our brains work. We can get stressed out about events far in the future. And in fact, we oftentimes do. So let me give you a homework exercise to fit with that. For today's assignment, what I want you to do is take a minute or two. I want you to reflect realistically on how much of your current stress right now is owing to creating catastrophes, to quote Robert Sapolsky, to catastrophizing about events far in the future. And I'll help you be practical about this. Take a piece of paper or your tablet if you write on that, and write down 2 or 3 key worries that are really bugging you right now. And underneath each one of those, what I want you to do is I want you to analyze each worry in terms of time frame. Is it a concern about what's going on right now? Is it a worry about your immediate future? Is it a worry about the distant future? Sapolsky talks about events far in the future. So is it a present time threat, something that you're worried about happening in the near-term future? How about something in the distant future? And what I'd like you to do is just do this for 2 or 3 worries and see what kinds of insights and awarenesses emerge organically as you do this exercise, just by stopping to think rationally for just a moment. I challenge you to do that in the next 24 hours, and we'll check in with you tomorrow, okay? Thank you for joining me here at the Vitality Project. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're staying safe. Do please stay safe and healthy. Be well, and come back and join me tomorrow here at the Vitality Project. Thanks for being with me.